You know that feeling, Marcus? You're about to hit send on a massive project, something you've poured your heart into for weeks, and your stomach just drops?
Oh, I know it. And right then, this little voice in the back of your head whispers, this is it. This is the one where they finally find out you're a complete fraud.
Exactly. That's it. We're talking about imposter syndrome today, and that nagging, persistent feeling of being a phony, even when all the evidence points to your success. It's an epidemic of self doubt.
It really is. And I think the biggest misconception people have is that it's a simple confidence problem. That they just need to believe in themselves more or do more affirmations. It's so much deeper than that.
That's so true, because it's often not connected to a lack of actual skill. Most people who feel this are high achievers. The real problem is this gut wrenching mismatch between their internal feeling of inadequacy and their external reality of competence.
Right. A mismatch. I had a client once, a brilliant cardiac surgeon, top of his field, literally holding lives in his hands every single day. And he told me he was scrubbing for every single surgery, absolutely terrified that this would be the day everyone in the OR realized he had no idea what he was doing.
Wow, a surgeon. That just shows you how irrational the feeling is, but also how powerful.
Exactly. And that's the core issue. We're trying to solve a deep-seated emotional problem with logic. Your anxious brain doesn't care about your PhD or your latest performance review when it's in panic mode. It's a feeling, not a fact.
It's just not the right tool for the job. And look, if any of this is already hitting home for you and you want to untangle these kinds of knots, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We go deep on topics like this every single week. So, if logic isn't the answer, what is? I think the first major shift has to happen internally. It's about changing your relationship with that voice. I often tell my clients to stop thinking of the imposter feeling as this monster that needs to be slain.
Okay, I'm with you.
What if instead you saw it as a scared younger part of you? A part that's just trying to protect you from the pain of failure or judgment. And instead of fighting it, you just acknowledge it. You say, hey, I hear you. I know you're trying to keep me safe. Thank you for that. But I'm an adult now and I'm driving.
That's a huge reframe, moving from criticism to compassion.
It changes the entire dynamic. You stop being at war with yourself.
I love that. And to build on that from a behavioral side, the shift is to stop waiting to feel better before you act. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. I see so many people waiting to feel confident before they apply for the job or speak up in the meeting. It's backward.
They're waiting for a feeling that may never come.
Right. And here's the aha moment for a lot of my clients. You don't need to feel confident to take confident action. You just need to be willing to feel uncomfortable for 90 seconds. Courage isn't the absence of fear or doubt. It's acting even when you're terrified. The confidence is a byproduct of the action, not a prerequisite for it.
That's it. That is the entire game right there. You act your way into a new way of feeling.
Okay, so let's make this super practical. 3 specific things listeners can do this week. The first one is what I call an evidence log.
Okay,
Every single night before you go to bed, you must write down one thing you did well that day. Just one. A piece of positive feedback someone gave you, a problem you solved, a task you completed. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering. The point isn't to be arrogant. It's to build a written, objective case file for your own competence that you can review when the doubt creeps in.
I love that because you're actively retraining your brain's confirmation bias. You're teaching it to scan for wins instead of just for threats. Okay, my turn. Actionable step 2. Redefine success for one task this week.
Like where this is going.
Instead of defining success by the outcome, which you can't control, define it by your effort, which you can. So your goal isn't ace the presentation and get the promotion. It's prepare thoroughly and deliver the presentation to the very best of your ability. You succeed the moment you finish speaking, regardless of the outcome. This disconnects your self-worth from external validation.
That's huge. That is freedom right there. Okay, my third one. This is the challenging truth. You have to tell someone.
Oof, that's the one everyone avoids.
They do, but it's crucial. Pick one trusted colleague or friend, and don't just complain, I feel like such a fraud. Be specific and vulnerable. Say, hey, I'm feeling a lot of self-doubt about my role on this project. I'm worried I'm not up to it. Could I just get your honest perspective? Here's the truth. Secrecy is what gives the imposter voice its power. The moment you say it out loud to someone who respects you, it shrinks. Sunlight is the best disinfectant.
You know, we've talked a lot about the internal work, the individual's role in managing this. But I think we'd be missing a huge piece of the puzzle if we didn't talk about the environments that breed imposter syndrome. It's so important to remember that this work isn't a quick fix. That voice of self-doubt is loud for a reason. It's a deep-seated pattern, probably one you've had since you were young.
That's right. And progress is not a straight line. You'll have great days where you feel on top of the world, and then a piece of criticism will send you spiraling. That's normal. The goal isn't to silence the voice forever. The goal is just to lower its volume, and most importantly, stop letting it drive the car.
So true. Let it be a passenger, but you are in the driver's seat. If there's one thought to hold on to this week, let it be this mantra. My feelings are not facts. Just because you feel like you don't belong doesn't mean it's true. Hold on to the evidence you collect. Trust the effort you make.
Perfectly said. And of course, if this conversation was helpful, please subscribe. We put out videos like this all the time to give you more tools for your toolbox.
Love where this one went.
Me too. Never quite know where these conversations will lead.
To everyone listening, hope we gave you something to work with.
See you on the next one.